Cole, it's been a pretty busy week, right?
Yeah, but I will say this. Yeah, I haven't played anything this week. Actually, I think I squeezed in about 15, 20 minutes of Rocket League, but hey, what's the Duke
Hey,
of
that's
Rocket
something.
League gonna
Hey,
do?
that's
You
something.
know?
That's it.
Um, but so I scan reset era a few times a day just to see what's going on, and a thread caught my eye, and it was I'm gonna make this really quick, but um it said Skydrift Infinity comes to PlayStation, something about Warhawk. So y'all know a Warhawk from PlayStation 3?
At
Y'all know this game?
the dual what was it called?
Mm,
The six axis controller where you control like
yeah,
the
Oh
but you
plane.
turn
God.
that off. You turn that crap off. That was not even.
I never played.
Oh
I thought that
god,
was the
yeah,
only way you could
yeah.
play
But
it.
they did.
Got you.
They advertise that like crazy, but you just turn it off, and it's some of the
I forgot
best
that was
flying.
a thing.
It's
That was
funny
a
that we that you
Layer was a game you couldn't turn it off, I think.
Layer.
Yeah,
I
I think
remember
you're right.
Layer.
I think
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah. Layer was the dragon in the
Dragon
game.
flying.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, you could turn it off in this game. But this was, when did that game come out? 2007. Anyway, it was ground combat, and there was tanks and vehicles and aerial combat. And the aerial combat is where this game just really shined. It was unbelievable. Like the I would say it's the only thing close to me. It reminds me of Rocket League just because of the crisp, incredible controls. Like the dog fights were, in a different sense, but like that second to second gameplay and the quick games and like the arcadey nature, it felt incredible. It's one of my favorite games on PS3, and I'm so like there's a very strong fan base that really wants another Warhawk game, and I'm so disappointed that Sony
Did
has just
it
let it die.
did it sell?
It was pretty popular at the time, but this was a time when PlayStation was so far behind Xbox. That was like at the beginning. So I feel like by the time PlayStation caught up, people had forgot about it. But it was ahead of its time. I think it was 32 players online. I think there was voice chat. I can't remember, but it was just kind of ahead of its time a little bit. It kind of reminded me of that game Mag you were talking about last week. It was just a
Yeah.
massive. You had
Mm.
people flying and ground soldiers and tanks,
Right.
and it was capture the flag and stuff.
I
You
thought
could
it was
get
just
out
a
of
flying
vehicles.
game. Yeah, I thought it
No, it was
was only
both. It was
it's cool.
that was what the diehard fans really played it for, was the dogfighting combat. But there was still a huge fan base that was like, you know, you're on the ground, that you had several little skirmishes on the ground and people flying and stuff. It was really cool. But anyway, there's a new game that came out and people were talking about it in Reset Era called Skydrift Infinity, and it's kind of inspired by Warhawk. And I watched the trailer and it looks a lot like it. It's actually a racer, kind of in the vein of Mario Kart. You pick up your
Hmm.
power ups and you try to take out everybody. But there's also a arcade dogfighting mode.
Ooh.
Um, and some people were
Cool.
saying that they played it for 15 or 20 minutes and it felt really good. The gameplay was pretty cool. So it's $15. I think I'm gonna, even if it gives me a little bit of that Warhawk feel, then it'll be worth it. But
Just a
that's
hinge of
that's my
nostalgia.
exactly. So that's what I'm
Right.
playing tomorrow. That's my plan.
Nice.